How robots and artificial intelligence are supercharging the construction industry. Did you know that the construction industry has been slow to adapt when it comes to applying artificial intelligence? In fact, it turns out that it's one of the least digitalized industries out there. But here's the exciting part, because these technologies can help manage the whole process. They can help design buildings, manage risk, plan projects, and boost job site productivity in a breeze. There's even robots using AI that can do things like pour concrete and lay brick. Plus, with artificial intelligence, we can gather data through like drones and software and then actually apply that to machine learning processes to make buildings safer and faster to build. So in this video, we're gonna dive into how machine intelligence is changing the construction game. And we have to start with upgrades to Atlas from Boston Dynamics. If you don't know him, meet Atlas, the incredible now construction robot from Boston Dynamics. So he's been learning new skills to work on a construction site just like a human. Imagine your house being built by a robot that can lift, carry, and throw heavy objects without even breaking a sweat. And all while getting the job done in a smart way and efficiently. So the team behind Atlas has upgraded its control software and it is now ready for real tasks. They used a technique called model predictive control to help Atlas learn about the consequences from its decisions. And now Atlas is capable of carrying super heavy objects while maintaining its balance. And even jumping through the air while throwing something. That's incredible. It can also optimize and predict the movement of an object that it's carrying, ensuring that it won't drop a box where items might shift around. So with this upgrade, you might see Atlas at a construction site near you. Alright, Atlas is impressive. Looks like it can do parkour, but when it comes to bricklaying, you need a different type of robot. A machine that can just lay heavy bricks at a rapid speed. Check out this thing. So say goodbye to traditional bricklaying because the robotic Bricklayer is now on the scene. Dubbed Hadrian X, this crazy contraption is the world's first bricklaying mobile robot. But there is totally a use case and it totally makes sense when you think about it. Hadrian X can reduce waste, move faster, and increase safety. Imagine all of the walls of a house being built in one day. That is possible with this machine. So the intelligent control system uses a unique optimization artificial intelligence system to actually break where the walls are supposed to be down into the exact right size bricks. Every brick position is pre-calculated, but when something starts to change, it readjusts its calculations. But this single source of data also helps the other people, the electricians, the plumbers, and the original architects make adjustments, make sure the house comes together smoothly. And the robot uses dynamic stabilization technology to adjust for factors like wind and vibration so the bricks always just lay right where they're supposed to. So if you try to poke it with a hockey stick, it don't care. Back to work. But artificial intelligence is also showing that it's extremely creative when it comes to architecture, and in some cases, regular old bricklaying just isn't gonna do it. Here's how one architect is using AI to build some incredible sustainable designs. So there's this architect from India, and he's been using artificial intelligence image generators to build more eco-friendly cities. Instead of cold, dry, gray buildings, he's imagining incredible structures that feel like they're alive, part of nature. They become a forest in themselves. And he's showing that if architects work hand in hand with the earth around us, that you can create some amazing new concepts. And when you incorporate nature into a building design, you end up with less energy costs and healthier people. But unlike these eco-friendly projects, there's another mega project that has been imagined in Saudi Arabia, and this one actually has some funding behind it. So Saudi Arabia is actually trying to build this super cool, super futuristic city called The Line at NEOM. But guess what? They're not gonna build it themselves with regular architects. They're gonna offload a lot of the building process to artificial intelligence. So they started by building a digital twin of what the city will look like when it's finished. Then they asked artificial intelligence to come up with the main backbone of the city in some kind of a way where all the components could be made off-site and brought in. And by building the entire city in this Lego-like component with a modular design, we might see the city come to life faster than anything of this size before. Now the Line is gonna be a city like nothing else. It's got this huge mirror, it just completely blends in with its environment. It has this one single tube that runs down the middle for transport. There's no roads, there's no cars, there's almost no emissions, and the city runs completely on renewable energy. And this city is only 200 meters wide, but it's 170 kilometers long. But with a super high-speed rail, it actually only should take 20 minutes to go from one end to the other. So this amazing project is going to cost $500 billion. I mean, if it really gets done, this city will be the most futuristic thing we have ever built. And for anywhere you live in this place, everything you might need should be within a 5-minute walk. That's awesome. So obviously modular design's a great way to build a whole city, but now we can actually build a whole house with just one gigantic 3D printer. So have you heard about a new company called Apis Cor? They're using advanced 3D printing technology at a huge scale to build entire houses robotically. So these super big 3D printers actually run with a special mix of concrete. And for an entire low-rise building, this special concrete mix can lay the foundation and build the walls in only 2 to 3 months, when this kind of thing would normally take over a year. So Apis Cor has been used in Dubai and all sorts of other places. They actually got their main funding through crowdsourcing, $800,000 to get off the ground. And this looks like a great way to quickly build affordable housing. For a single family house, they can build the walls in 60 hours. That would take normally 5 to 8 weeks before. But what about drywall? Well, there's a robot for that too. Japan's Advanced Industrial Science and Technology Center has now developed a new humanoid robot. And it can do various construction tasks, but it specializes in drywall. So the HRP-5P robot is not very fast, admittedly, at putting drywall up, but it can work around the clock, and you can always bring in more and more of these robots to work together. And they will get faster over time. Now, these were built in response to Japan's aging population, where there's not as many kind of strong construction worker types, and they need to start laying the groundwork for robotic helpers. So it first maps its environment, it detects objects, and if it doesn't know what something is, then it asks for help. That information becomes training data, so the robot's always getting smarter and faster. So another tedious job that we can see artificial intelligence and robots coming together on the horizon to solve for us. So whether it's a jack of all trades like Atlas, or it's a bricklaying robot, or it's a drywall building robots, nothing quite has the maneuverability of bringing a drone onto a construction site. So drones are super helpful when it comes to construction sites because they can help with inspections and overall supervision. Now right now it has to be a human who's looking at a video feed, but in the near future not only will the drones be able to navigate the site themselves, they're also going to be plugged into neural networks, machine brains that help them identify things that need to be passed along to inspectors. Now of course we're going to need human inspectors for quite a while now, but having a second pair of eyes in the sky could be very helpful to construction sites. So when a mistake is made on a construction site, it's not usually because someone doesn't know what they're doing, but it's because they're doing the same thing for so long. Their mind starts to wander, and then it's kind of like you read something over and over again and you kind of forget to kind of process it and you just miss a step. That's what these kind of drones can keep an eye out for. Because they'll be used to seeing a person doing something the same way over and over again. When they notice something out of place, that's when they can signal. And who doesn't need a reminder once in a while? But noticing costly mistakes is probably the part of the construction industry that's most ready to be overturned by AI. So this year alone, there's been at least a half dozen major investments in new safety artificial intelligence software. These are the kind of technologies that use camera vision to detect and predict when an accident is going to happen on a construction site. And even though safety in construction is much better than it's ever been in the past, there's still many people who die every single year on construction sites. So these systems over time will actually get integrated into the equipment. So if concrete's not the perfect mix to pour, it's detected, it stops the spout. If somebody's about to walk on something with a weak foundation, they're actually physically blocked. If somebody doesn't realize they're standing underneath something that's not properly secure, an alarm will sound. And if a construction worker starts acting in a way that looks like it might endanger others, a manager can be notified. And some construction sites that are already using some of this technology in its earliest form are already seeing less injuries. So for all you plumbers out here, you might be interested in the new pipe artificial intelligence technology. That's right, they're straight up just like smart pipes now, like pipes that you'd have in your house. Pipe AI is new artificial intelligence software to analyze pipes automatically. Yeah, I kid you not, it's actually a great use case. So teams are feeding in hundreds of thousands of photographs of pipes that are either labeled bad or good. So now a vehicle, a drone, a robot, it can walk down a line just taking video of the whole thing and detect where the weak spots are. So this is great. Water treatment companies, sewage companies, everybody could actually use this technology. Great invention. Dude, so if you're already into smart pipes, then you're going to be amazed by smart concrete. So there's now these super tiny little sensors that you can mix right into a concrete before you pour it. So some states have already tried with early versions of this, putting them in sidewalks and highways. So engineers that want to know more about how the material is holding up can walk around with special detectors and get information right from the ground. So if you've ever wondered how maybe the pyramids were made, or the great cathedrals, or even the Taj Mahal, AI's got your back. So social media is buzzing with this AI-generated art. So what you're about to see is not a retouched photograph, this is actually made up. It is art that was generated to try to give a vision of what it was like like when the Taj Mahal was under construction. By using super intricate prompts with Midjourney, this creator was able to show the Taj Mahal in multiple steps of its creation. The Taj Mahal is made of a beautiful white marble. It took over 20,000 workers over 20 years to construct this awesome monument. And for the final layer, these precious stones and gems were brought in from all over the world. It's one of the most popular tourist attractions in India, and I think these artificial intelligent generated images are a great way to get a glimpse into the past. Smash that subscribe button.